welcome to the F&O Show on Bloomberg Quint Live, India's first digital live streaming business news service. I'm Darshan Mehta. Good morning, Agam.
Good morning, Darshan. I'm Agam Akhil. The top headlines of this hour. Strong start to the trading week for Indian markets as Nifty holds about 10,800. All sectors gain. India wicks muted. Open interest surges in Indraprastha Gas after traders take fresh long positions in the respective futures. And ICICI Bank falls after reports suggest that Chandan Kochar and the bank may face a probe by the US market regulator, Securities Exchange Commission. And BSE and NSE decide to put all companies currently undergoing insolvency proceedings under the additional surveillance norms.
Okay, let's take a look at how the futures and option trends are indicating at this point of time. Extremely strong put writing happening from levels of 10,600 to 10,800. So what we're seeing on the 10,800 is 5.4 lakh shares have already been written on this level. On the 10,700, another 3.9 lakh shares have been written. And on the 10,600, 3 lakh shares have been written in open interest, indicating significant amount of, writing that's happening. Call writers, they're shedding positions at high levels. On the 11,000 call, you can see shedding is happening. Little bit of writing happening on the 10,900. We are firmly above the 10,800 mark in trade. The start has been good. We're up almost 60 points on the Nifty, indicating that there is enough traction. The futures are trading at a discount of almost 14 points at this point of time. The Nifty PCR is also moving in much higher. So that's the trend that we're getting in on the Nifty. Clear amount of traction that's been seen on the Nifty. But Agam, on the stock side, anything that you spot?
Absolutely, Darshan. There's a lot of traction when it comes to United Breweries. This is a stock that has been on the rise over the previous few days, and today is no different. It's United Breweries is edging higher by as much as 3.5% today. Another 16% added in open interest. And Indraprastha Gas is the other one. And we've been talking about the gas distribution companies on a comprehensive level, and we've seen an advance of around 1.6% for IGL as well, up 12% in terms of open interest. Godrej Industries is starting to gather momentum with longs building in with a 10% increase in OI. Pidilite Industries, while its underlying remains largely subdued right now, there's another 8% added there. And Voltas is looking at a little bit of a reversal after the substantial weakness and volatility that we saw on that particular stock in the last 1 week. Not too much to speak for when it comes to those stocks which are looking at unwinding. But Balram Chini, of course, is one of them, and Jet Airways, don't forget, is one of the stocks which went into the F&O ban last Friday, and that's possibly the reason why you're looking at a decline in open interest. But today, Darshan, I'll be watching out for United Breweries and IGL.
Yeah, so both of them are doing well in today's trade. But let's move on before we get the guest on the show. Here's a reminder: if you have any queries regarding futures and option market, you can call us on 022-4540-4141 or write to us on Twitter, Facebook with the Ask BQ hashtag. Let's welcome our F&O experts for the day: Chandan Taparia of Motilal Oswal and Abhijit Phatak of Definedge Solution. Good morning to both of you. Let me start with you, Chandan, first. What's your view on the Nifty and the Bank Nifty first?
First, talking about the Nifty, on last trading session, Nifty opened negative but managed to hold support of 10,720 and close near to important hurdle of 10,767. On week basis, market started its move from 10,765, fell to 10,550, moved to 10,818 and finally closed near to opening level. So one thing is clearly visible from the price pattern, that the decline is being bought and now hold about 10,770 but take it to 10,880. Now talking about the today trading session, as it opened above this major hurdle zone, so that's why the supports are shifting on higher side and market has potential to move towards 10,888 zone. So as of now, we'll continue to remain on the bullish side by putting support near to 10,770 and expecting it to head towards 10,880 level. Looking at the option database, we have seen surge in the put call ratio with decline in the volatility. So that indicates the overall bullish bias of the market, and traders can buy 10,800 call near to 195 for an upside move towards 150, 155 levels.
Okay, good morning, Abhijit, to you as well. Are you also bullish on the benchmark indices, and in that case, what levels are you keeping an eye on?
Yeah, good morning. I'm also bullish on Nifty as long as 10,750, 760 holds, and any dip should be used to buy it. And if it closes above 10,820 on the spot, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes back towards 10,930, which was the previous high recently.
All right, and Abhijit, in that case, if you are looking to buy the Nifty futures right now, how would you play it in options?
It's a bit risky right now. I would rather wait for a dip towards maybe 780, 790 on the futures, or maybe at least 800. It's already 815 now. So going long right now will be a bit risky.
Okay, Chandan, what about your Nifty strategy?
Yeah, as mentioned that trading in option will comparatively paying the limited premium and putting the small stop loss. So that's why I will suggest to trade in 10,800 call if it comes near to 100. Put a stop loss near to 75 and look for upside move towards 100, 160 levels. Those who want to take the less risk can trade in 10,850 or 10,900 call to play the positive momentum of the market.
Okay, fine. Well, then in that case, let's shift focus to some of these stocks where our experts may be recommending on what we can do in today's day of trade. Abhijit, you have a long on Reliance Capital and SBI futures. Can you take us through your stock strategies for today?
Yeah, SBI is forming a very bullish pattern and it has broken out above 272 futures. So any dip near 275 on the futures can be used to buy with a stop loss below 272 or 270. And I expect SBI to go towards 282 and on a close about 285 it can go towards 292 also.
Okay, what about your stocks basic strategies, Chandan?
Stock wise again positive view on the UBL and McDowell and expecting more momentum to come in selective PSU banks. So selected to go long on McDowell after the up move of the UBL. Now it seems that McDowell is all set to fly high as seen by the open interest database. It is also forming a small cup and handle on the lower degree chart. So recommending to buy with a stop loss of 33.40 and expecting it to move to a 34.50 plus kind of level. Second trade is buy on Canara Bank. The stock has given a breakout from its inverse head and shoulder pattern on the daily chart. After a long time, it has surpassed its 50-day exponential moving average. Longs are being built and this entire PSU banking sector started to getting some attraction with put writing activity. So recommending to go long on Canara Bank with a stop loss of 275 and this stock has potential to move towards 292 plus kind of level.
Okay. Well, all right. So those are Chandan's stock strategies. Let's pull out some of these active stock futures in today's day of trade. And the first one I want to address is Indraprastha Gas. Of course, we've seen some traction building in the cash markets as well. And when it comes to futures, we've seen a surge of nearly 13% in open interest, even as the underlying advances by as much as 1.5%. It is trading with a marginal discount right now. I'm sure that mustn't be too much of concern. Currently trading at around 283, and that's as far as June futures go. Chandan, I'm going to come back to you on this one. What kind of trend are you witnessing in Indraprastha Gas right now, and what would you advise traders to do with this one?
Yes, we have positive view on both the counter, whether IGL or MGL. And both the stocks have seen a strong price momentum in the last trading session. And IGL has seen the built up of long position taken support at the major trading zone. So expecting the positive momentum to continue. It has surpassed immediate hurdle of 280 zone. So holding about 280 may take it to 295 kind of level. So I'll suggest to buy with a stop loss near to 276 and looking for 295, 298 kind of level in the counter.
Okay, one of the counters that's buzzing today on high open interest build-up is United Breweries. Abhijit, what do you make of United Breweries? Any strategy on the future side or even on the option side?
It is a buy on dip, and only thing is it has shot up quite fast. So I would wait for a retracement, but as long as it is above 1250, it is a buy, and it can be bought on a dip with a stop loss and maybe towards 1285 or maybe even 1300 target.
All right, and of course, United Breweries has been buzzing along with the fact that United Spirits has also been moving up, and we've seen a lot of traction there as well. Let's pull up Pidilite, because Pidilite is also seeing a lot of activity, and in fact, the last few weeks for Pidilite have been quite constructive, to a certain extent also volatile. When we have seen a little bit of a bouts of correction and then a substantial up move, and again about a correction for Pidilite. It's currently trading at about 1070. While its underlying isn't seeing too much, its open interest has surged by as much as 9%, and again activity remains with Pidilite. Chandan, if I can take this one up with you right now, how are you viewing trade on this stock? What's going on? What's the trend suggesting when it comes to Pidilite, and what kind of levels would you be watching out for here?
See, recently this stock has seen a decline post its strong momentum after the quarterly numbers. However, FMCG setup looks quite positive if I look at the FMCG index as well. But Pidilite is now may see some sideways consolidation because already has seen sharp decline from the higher levels. 1050, 1045 is likely to act as a support. So if it comes near to the zone, then I can grab the opportunity to buy on the counter for again looking target towards 1100 to 1125.
And then I think pharma as a pack has been doing well on the back of how Sun Pharma moved on Friday. Counters like Glenmark and Dr. Reddy's have started moving. Sun too is doing well for itself. Anything particular that you like in the pharmaceutical space?
Yes, in pharma we would recommend two stocks, Sun Pharma and Lupin. After a long time, these stocks had bottomed out, whether the daily and the weekly scale. And this bottom out process is happening with the huge divergence on the price and the mechanical indicator, whether you talk about the RSI and MACD. So because of that, some short covering could be there. And what I believe that in the recent scenario when market is holding beyond 10,770, some beaten down counter would be seen short covering, whether you talk about the Tata Motors or Lupin, Sun Pharma or SBI or Canara Bank or selective PSU banks. So that kind of theme will be seen in the market for next couple of trading sessions. So Sun Pharma on radar, 525, 527 is the major support upside. It has potential to move towards 565 kind of level. Lupin is the other counter where some buying interest could be seen. The stock has managed to hold 800 zone. So 810 will be support upside. We are looking at 850, 875 in the counter.
Okay, so those are some of those stocks you can keep an eye on, Sun Pharma as well as Lupin. Let's pull up something like a Bajaj Finance. It's also one of the top gainers on the Nifty today, and we've seen a lot of traction in Bajaj Finance over the previous few weeks. In fact, ever since it's come out with its earnings, we have seen a constant up move from the levels of below the mark of 2000. It is trading well above the mark of 2222. And it's just been a steady mover. We really haven't always seen a substantial surge in open interest, 5-6% here and there, while the underlying also moves up by as much as 1.5% on a daily basis. When it comes to its June futures at around a little over 2,220. It's going at a slight discount, but again, I'm sure that isn't too much of a concern here. Abhijit, can I take you up on Bajaj Finance? How is it looking like? I mean, I'm sure the charts will be suggesting an upward momentum, but any signs of some caution coming through or some fatigue, or do you expect the stock to continue to move up from these levels?
No, in fact, it is very bullish, and it has broken out about 2180, which was a resistance earlier. So as long as it is about 2180, it is right now 22. I expect it to go towards 23 or even 2450. So any dip should be used to buy with a stop loss of below 2180 on the futures.
And Abhijit, any time horizon when it comes to 23 and 24, or could it be over the next 1 week, over the next couple of weeks?
It's difficult to talk about the time because it also depends on the market scenario, and Bajaj Finance is quite it rises fast, so it's difficult to give the time, maybe a couple of weeks for 2300.
Okay, what about Bajaj Finserv? Abhijit, would you buy that also on the back of how Bajaj Finance is rising?
Let me just check the chart.
Okay, so in the meantime, we can take a look at Bajaj Finserv right now. It's currently at around 6,090. This, of course, has also been moving in tandem with Bajaj Finance. Again, its underlying is up as much as 1%, and open interest surging by as much as 2%. It's again, this is largely very much running parallel to Bajaj Finance. It's been Abhijit, your call on this one?
Yeah, here again same like Bajaj Finance. As long as it is above 5,800, it is bullish, and in terms of target, maybe 6,200 or 6,400. It should be following Bajaj Finance also.
All right. Well, okay. So, it's that time of the show when we start getting you and addressing some of our viewer queries. And I'm going to take the first one, which is, an interesting one. It is, to a certain extent, addressing the fundamentals of ICICI, but I'm sure we can take it up considering ICICI has been, it's seen very sharp moves over the recent terms. And this one is on Twitter, and one is from Venkat. And his question is, why should ICICI Bank options fall with inquiries and that Chanda Kochar may be eased out? Now, while the news flow with respect to ICICI Bank, well, it's resulted into positive and negative moves. I think we can certainly take stock of what's going on with the stock and the counter itself. It's currently trading at around 288, 289. That's as far as its futures go. Very little change in open interest. I would say about 3% increase here, and it's underlying, well, largely flattish. Chandan, what's going on with ICICI Bank purely from a technical point of view? How would you read the moves on this particular counter? Would you advise trade, or would you absolutely avoid trade for now, considering it is so news-driven as a counter right now?
Second point is in fact true that based on the news and the momentum, the stock is taking a shape. But the important part is the stock has been underperforming, whatever be the reason. We have seen the strong momentum in most of the private bank, but this stock has been laggards. But price pattern indicates that consolidation is likely to be there in the counter. 275 is the lower band, 300 is the upper band, and it's likely to be in this product trading range. So not expecting major moves on either side. But yes, the way it has taken some support near to 275, may see a bounce till 290 to 295, but not expecting above the same. And the same level can be again used for the shorting opportunity. So this is only for the traders, those who are looking very small kind of profit. But because of this scenario, what we suggest better to be with the momentum where there will be more chances of getting profit. What we observed here in that counter in ICICI Bank, the 300 and 310 calls are being written. So because of that, upside seems to be limited. Those who are looking to go long can be with the Kotak Bank in the private bank, or SBI and Canara Bank on the PSU space.
All right, well, there you have it. That's the view on ICICI Bank. Let's also pull up something like a Nestle, because our next query is on Nestle. It's crossed the mark of 10,000 rupees a share on an intraday basis. Of course, it's come off to a certain extent, currently at around 99.70, but it doesn't mean that there is no momentum in this stock. In fact, there has been substantial momentum, especially on the recent reports that we've seen. Of course, here at Bloomberg Quint as well, we did a special coverage on Nestle India. Its underlying is up as much as, well, less than 0.1%. But when it comes to the traction in the future space, well, it is gaining a little bit of traction slowly and steadily. For today, its open interest has not changed too much. But let's take this up and see what the technicals are telling us about Nestle India. The question comes from Amar Zaveri. He says that Nestle is at about 10,000. It was earlier in the morning. Will the rally continue? Abhijit, I'm going to come to you on this one. Do you expect the rally to continue, or do you expect some fatigue to set in Nestle India right now?
Again, this is a bullish stock, and it has broken out above 9,900. So as long as it is above 9,900, this rally can continue.
Okay, the next query comes in on RBL Bank. Nakul Sharma is saying that he bought RBL Bank today at 538. What's the view on RBL Bank? Abhijit, you can take this one.
Can we take the RBL futures in the meantime? There you have it. The RBL futures are currently trading at around... I'm sorry, Abhijit. I think we can go to Abhijit on his call. Yes, Abhijit, please carry on.
What is his buying price?
538. I think it's just one. It's gone up 1 rupee from where he bought.
Yeah, he can hold it with a stop loss of 535 for intraday, and if he has bought it intraday, and if he has bought it positions, he can hold it with a stop loss below 530.
Okay, Chandan, do you have a view on RBL Bank?
Yes, we are taking the stock very closely. And if I look at the price momentum, after a long time, it seems that stock will surpass the major hurdle of 550 zone. Because in last many months, the stock is finding multiple hurdle here to 550. And in fact, this scenario is happening from last 1 year, from July 2017 onwards. And it has got stuck in a range. And now the way it is started to make higher top, higher bottom formation, it has potential to surpass the same. But yes, hold above 550 is very important. Above that only we may see the fresh leg of rally, which may even take it to 600 kind of level. But as of now, the suggestion is buy on decline with support near to 520 and immediate upside to at 550, and above 550 one can observe the fresh leg of rally, and traders can remember those levels to building the new position for the counter.
Okay, the next one comes in from Siddharth Agarwal. He's saying that he wants to bet on the steel stock. So, out of SAIL, Tata Steel, JSW Steel, or JSPL, which is the best placed counter? Abhijit, you can take this one.
It's difficult to say which is the best, but I can one thing I can say is all of them are looking bullish. And Tata Steel any dip near 590 or 585 can be bought on the futures, and it can go towards 620, 630 in the short term.
Okay, Tata Steel. Chandan, do you like anything in that steel stock and a view on SAIL?
See, steel stocks are likely to very volatile, and stock specific action will be there. If you just diversify, or if you just segregate the different stocks, then Hindalco and Vedanta has remained underperformer. We have seen the recovery in the Jindal Steel, while this Vedanta and Hindalco witnessed some selling pressure from higher levels, and Steel Authority has given a fresh breakout. So I believe that Steel Authority would be the fresh momentum counter. It has given a consolidation breakout on the daily and the weekly chart by holding beyond 81.50 level. So one can take the position with a stop loss of 81.50, and upside one can look at 88 kind of level. Jindal Steel is the other counter where we'll go for buying opportunity on decline. Near to 238, 239 will grab the counter for an up move towards 250, 252 levels.
All right, so that's the view on some of those steel companies, and our experts have a constructive view on that one. Our next query is on Ashok Leyland. It comes on Facebook from Karthik, and his question is fairly straightforward. What's the view here? Ashok Leyland recently hit its lifetime high back in, towards the end of May, and ever since then we have seen a little bit of correction. It was well above the mark of 160 at one point in time over the past few weeks, and then it has corrected. It's currently trading at about 143 right now, and there you have it. Well, in terms of its futures, again, some traction building in, not too much to speak for. But let's bring this up with some of our experts. Abhijit, coming to you, how are you viewing trade on Ashok Leyland? What's going on? What sort of trend are you witnessing on the charts, especially after the kind of correction that we've seen? Do you expect the stock to continue, or rather resume its upward trajectory, some consolidation on the charts, or can you expect some amount of correction, further correction from these levels?
Right now it is correcting, I agree with that, and it is difficult to say whether it will continue, but as far as support is concerned, 130 is a good support on Ashok Leyland. As long as that holds, it can go back towards 160, and I think it might remain range bound between this 130, 160 for the next couple of months.
Okay, the next query comes in on Facebook. Urmanpreet Singh is saying, can I take a short strangle on the Nifty at 10,600 put and 11,000 call until Friday? Chandan, can you help Urmanpreet Singh?
Yes, we have taken short strangle at the beginning of this series, and we took selling 10,200 put and sold 11,100 call. Total we got around 50 points, and now the premium is trading near to 23-24 points. What I believe now that 10,550 is likely to act as a major medium term support. So in spite of selling 10,600, she can shift to the 10,500 put and can sell 11,100 call. Because even on higher side, we expect market to find hurdle at 10,888, 10,929 level. So overall likely to be in this range with multiple support near to 10,720, 10,660. So one can do the short strangle of selling 10,500 put and 11,100 call.
Okay, Abhijit, among the heavyweights, since the Nifty is moving higher, which of the heavyweight are you betting on to help the Nifty take it to much higher levels?
Actually, there are many stocks which are looking bullish. Reliance is one of them. State Bank is one of them. Larsen and Toubro might give a pullback. It is sideways, but whenever it goes near 1320, it goes back towards 1350, 1360. ITC is one stock where I am bullish right now. If it doesn't break 268, 266, it can go back towards 280, and that is in fact right now it is already moving ahead. So ITC is one bullish stock which one can buy, which is near the lower side of the range. A stop loss is good. Okay,
Chandan, anything interesting that you're witnessing over the past 20 odd minutes that you'd like to tell our viewers about?
Yes, expecting market to shift its support to higher zone. If we already discussed about the ITC, which is forming the bottom process, we are positive on the Godrej industry. It has given a major consolidation breakout from its channel on the weekly chart. So that's why the stock is potential to head towards 650, 660 kind of level. UBL is on our radar. We are quite bullish on the same from last couple of trading sessions. Today it has seen open interest addition of 17%, so this momentum could continue going forward. Apart from that, stocks like McDowell or in private bank, in PSU bank, SBI or private bank, Kotak bank, these accounts are likely to witness buying interest going forward.
Okay, there you have it. Some interesting ideas coming in from our experts. But, well, we're going to call this session in, and we're going to thank both our experts, Chandan as well as Abhijit, for joining us and taking us through their views as well as solving some of our viewers' queries. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the F&O Show. But lots more lined up, so stay tuned in the Bloomberg Quint.